Low humidity, not much wind at all. There's a few clouds overhead, and there's the threat of rain, but the forecast says we're going to be all right tonight on Wild West night here at Turner Field. Let's take a look at the batting order brought to you by Stone Mountain Park and Evergreen Marriott Resort. For great getaway packages, visit stonemountainpark.com. A.J. Hinch and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Kelly Johnson will start it off. He was the April Player of the Month in the National League, and he's tied for third in the majors with 10 homers already. Connor Jackson, Justin Upton, and Adam LaRoche at the top of the order. Mark Reynolds off to a good start, but still striking out a lot. Will be at third base. He'll be followed by Georgia native Stephen Drew. Bottom third of the order, Chris Young, Chris Snyder, and Ian Kennedy, the pitcher. And on the mound, Mr. Smoltz is Mr. Kawakami.
Yeah, the numbers don't look good. He hasn't got much run support this year, but he's got to do a little bit better against right-handers. 0-6, you see right there. And the lineup that struggled, Arizona did their last homestand, 0-6. So maybe they can continue that here on the road as Kinston tries to get his first win. I'm sure he didn't expect to go this long without a win and ride that 3-game winning streak.
Kinston's quiches are here tonight.
They are. That's the ticket, Joe. That's going to happen. That's going to make him get that W.
Well, I'm glad you left him some passes, John. They look like friends of yours. Well, if that's what it takes for Kinston to get his first win, I'm sure he'll welcome that. The defense behind him tonight, an outfield of Hinsky, McLeod, and Hayward. Jason Hayward a little under the weather. We got to keep an eye on him. He was not feeling very good at the start of batting practice tonight. Jones, Infante, Prado, and Gloss from third to first, and Brian McCann doing the catching. And everybody happy to be home after that long road trip. As John said, the team went 5-4, but they rallied to make it 5-4 with that sweep of the Brewers. Chipper Jones having a good time talking to Adam LaRoche in the Diamondbacks dugout already. And Kelly Johnson comes back to Atlanta, hitting .269, 10 homers, 21 driven in. And the first pitch of the game is high, ball one.
One thing Kinston's got to do is, in his last start in Philadelphia, the ball was elevated. He has to be knees down for him to be successful. He doesn't have a tremendous out pitch that he can go to. He has to be effective down in the strike zone.
2-0 the count. We all know that Kelly Johnson is one of the streakiest hitters in all of baseball. He was the April Player of the Month in the National League. May has not been so kind. That'll be out of play. He is just 7 for 39 in the month of May.
Well, as we mentioned, the last homestand, the team only hit 195 as they went 0-6.
3-1 the count. They got swept by the Brewers at home. They got swept by the Dodgers at home. 14-21 is their record. Strike call that Kelly didn't agree with from Todd Tishner, who's calling the balls and strikes tonight.
This is the type of pitch that Kawakami has to have. I mean, it's a borderline low pitch, but he's got to be down there and think. Those hitters, by the way, Arizona averages 4.05 pitches per at bat.
Booted by Gloss, and Johnson will reach. And for Troy and for the Braves, the defense has been so good lately that it's rarity to see that happen. He had gone 26 straight games without an error.
A lot can be said when your year's not going really well. You need these plays obviously to be made, and the first inning is very important for a guy who hasn't won. And you can't say enough that when you're struggling, it seems like things like this happen a lot, Joe. And of course, you already mentioned that they only get 1.5 runs per game for him, so you can't take lightly the first inning when you're struggling to get your first win. You want to get in and get out.
It's been a calamity of things that have happened to Kawakami, in my opinion, whether it's errors or lack of run support or just some general gaffes at times, whether base running. They're the ugly numbers in terms of run support. Only Charlie Morton receives less. Connor Jackson's hitting .258. missed most of last season. He had 99 at bats, and then was placed on the disabled list with valley fever. Man. And did not come back and play the rest of the year.
That's a good pitch. He's got to have that pitch. And, you know, when you look at the numbers, and sometimes numbers lie, but as Kinson attacks the right-handers, they're hitting 262 off of him. And that's a high number for a right-hander facing a right-hander, but he's a contact pitcher. He's got to have his curveball be more effective for him to be successful, and it works off his fastball. So if his fastball's up, that takes away the leverage that he has to be able to throw that curveball down in the dirt to get him to swing and miss, which he did quite a bit last year and was very effective with it. And so far this year, you look at the numbers, left-handers hitting 328. The right-handed number's got to be lower.
Johnson bluffs going, but stays. Did he go? He did. The count goes to 1-2 on Connor Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I always felt, Joe, that as a pitcher, you had to control one part of the lineup. If they put 8 left-handers against you, you got to do whatever you can to limit the damage. But your right-handers have got to be the guy you feel good that you can get out.
Target was inside, and the pitch was down and away, and it goes to 2-2. Kinchin has not allowed a stolen base against him in his last 71 1/3 innings. Quick to the plate.
Brian McCann likes that.
You bet. Good off-speed pitch, but it missed, and it's full now, 3-2. Keep an eye on Johnson. Diamondbacks, as you mentioned, John, see more pitches per at-bat than any other team in the National League. They're first in homers, third in runs, third in slugging. There goes Johnson. The pitch is outside, and the Diamondbacks have something cooking here in the first inning after the error.
Yeah, it's a weird year for the Diamondbacks. I'm sure that leaving spring training, they're trying to feel out their ball club. They've got some young players. They're looking for some pitching help. You see these statistics right here. The pitching side is the polar opposite. They're first in categories you don't want to be first in. They're first in ERA, homers given up, hits, runs, total bases, and second in stolen bases against. So the Braves offense in these next few games, they face the 14th, 15th, and 16th ranked teams in the ERA over the next 10 days. Hopefully, as they've done most of their work on the road, that'll give them some success here at home.
Justin Upton takes outside, ball 1. Upton hitting just .224, but has 5 homers. And leads the league in strikeouts. His teammate Mark Reynolds, who struck out 223 times last year, is third. This team strikes out a lot, not just Upton and Reynolds. Kelly Johnson has 30, LaRoche and Young have 31 each. And again, yes, Wild West night.
Which makes that pitch per at-bat kind of an odd number because, you know, they're a free-swinging team. They don't make many adjustments you can see by the amount of strikeouts they have.
To me, John, for Kawakami, this inning is a very good example of what he has gone through all year long. First of all, out of the stretch a lot. But knowing he's not going to get a lot of runs, he starts trying to really be pinpoint with his control because he doesn't want to make a mistake. And that might be a mistake. Deep to left center. Hinsky on the run, and it'll short hop the wall. Actually bounce into the seats. That'll help. That'll save a run on the ground rule double, and it's 1-0 Arizona.
People have no idea what the mindset is when things aren't going well. You do exactly what you said, Joe. You start picking a little too much. You try to pitch perfect. You want to pick up your teammate. And right here's another ball that's up in the zone. And this is a team that leads the league in homers. And you cannot get the ball up to the team that's free swinging with some power. They feast off of hitting multi-home runs in games. That's how they're scoring their runs. So for the Braves, again, the first inning and an inning where they need to avoid the big crooked number is a big part of the game already.
Here's former Brave Adam LaRoche. 257 average, 4 homers, 23 RBIs. As an example, with them leading the league in homers with 44, 77 of Arizona's runs have come by way of homer, compared to Atlanta's 35. Quite a difference. The 0-1 out of play. Adams been traditionally a very slow starter, bad Aprils and Mays, but he's avoided that by comparison to some of his previous seasons by hitting close to 260.
Yeah, I think it's his best ever start of the season.
He's in the hole 0-2. A run in, runners at second and third, nobody out. We're only in the first.
When you got the count in your favor here with second and third, even in the first, you don't mind trading an out for a run, but you got to get an out. This is where you can get him swinging at something, breaking down in at his feet, a big curveball down. Try to get him trying to put the ball in play on a pitch you want him to while you got a 1-2 account. Let's see what he goes to. See what Brian tries to do. He knows Brian knows his buddy real well. See what he can do.
Setting up away, and another high pitch that he got away with that time. Diamondbacks in 5th place in the Western Division, 8.5 games out. Again, they've lost 6 in a row. A.J. Hinch on the left, 35-year-old manager. Kirk Gibson's his bench coach there on his left. Two and two. Out west, how about the San Diego Padres, John? Best record in the National League.
Unbelievable. If I told you they had 8 shutouts already, 8. Braves are one of 2 teams that do not have a shutout at this point in the season, but San Diego has 8.
Got him upstairs. Big strikeout there for Kawakami, and another guy coming to the plate who strikes out a lot.
Well, again, I don't think he wants to go up. He does elevate and gets Adam to try to hit a fly ball and doesn't get on top of it. Big strikeout right here. See if he can follow it up with another one. As you mentioned, Joe, a guy who likes to swing for the fences. 2 strikes on this guy. He is not changing his approach at all. Or at least it doesn't seem that way based on the amount of strikeouts.
A record last year, 223 strikeouts, and made no apologies for it. And he will cut it loose. Reynolds just 9 for 44 in the month of May, but 3 of those hits are homers. And in the last year plus, tied with Albert Pujols for the most homers.
I'm a little bit surprised early on how many fastballs he's throwing here in the first inning and not giving his breaking ball or his curveball, giving these hitters who are swing and miss hitters something to look at different than a fastball.
Like a split there that was in the dirt. McCann's got his glasses on tonight. He had 1 pair with him on the road that he wore just to hit in. He didn't want to mess him up catching, so he saved him for hitting, but tonight he's got 2 pair to work with. One and two. Kawakami at 90 miles an hour on that pitch. He can get it up 91, 92 on occasion, but right around the 90 mark most of the time.
He does. He's got a sneaky fastball, one that when it does ride up over the plate can give him some trouble, and he has mixed his pitches well to keep the hitter off balance. That's what he has to do to be successful. He's not going to be able to sit out here for the most part of the game and keep pumping fastballs and think that he's going to have a high rate of success.
The 1-2. Good stop again by McCann. 2 and 2.
And one thing you never know as a pitcher, or at least watching somebody pitch, you don't know what they left the bullpen with. You don't know what confidence they have. If the pitch was struggling, I'm a big believer that you've got to go out there with what you feel is your best stuff, but you still have to throw the pitches that hitters are looking for to put it in their mind. That was a good pitch to say, I'm going to throw you my curveball. Now he's guessing, does he go back to it or go back to a high heater?
It was the high fastball, but it's full now, 3-2. First base open. Stephen Drew on deck. And Stephen's been a hot hitter. He's hitting 6 straight. Payoff to Reynolds. Got him. Looked like a split. 2 big strikeouts. Runners still at second and third for Drew.
Good pitch down. You're right. As a split finger fastball came back over the plate. He had him guessing off, looking to hit heater. These guys are trying to hit heaters out of the park, and any off-speed pitch in a good area is going to give this team a lot of fits. And so far now, okay, you can't breathe and relax. You've got your 2 big outs. As a pitcher sitting there going, okay, the rest of these runs are unearned, but you do not want to give up another run. Get in the dugout. It's already been a stressful inning. Thrown 28 pitches and see if we can get their hottest hitter on the homestand and pitch around him if they have to, if the count dictates.
Stephen Drew takes a strike. 10 for 22 during his 6-game hitting streak. That's raised his average up to 309. And having a good overall month of May. He's hitting 333 for the month. Slow curve. Might get out of the inning with just 1 run. He does. Some damage control for Kenshin Kawakami. The Diamondbacks get 1. The Braves come to bat. The Wild West Diamondbacks take an early lead. We go to the bottom of the first. And the fans will see this lineup for Bobby Cox tonight. Prado, Hayward, and Jones at the top tonight. Prado leading it off. Jason Hayward red hot in his last 10 games, especially since he came back from his groin injury. Brian McCann, the cleanup hitter, followed by Troy Gloss and Eric Hinsky. Infante, McLeod, and Kawakami round out the order against Ian Kennedy, 25 years old, 6 feet, 195, out of Stanford.
Yeah, he's pitched pretty good in his last 4 games, 2-1. He doesn't have much of a career as a starter in the big leagues, 3-6 with a 4.95 ERA. And, this guy has been their bright spot, really, the last 4 games. They've struggled, and he's looking to keep the Braves at bay. He's got a good fastball, 90, 91, 92 miles an hour with a slider and a change. So, Braves are good. Glad to be home, Joe, and hopefully they can take advantage of that great job that Kawakami did to limit the Diamondbacks to 1 run.
Yeah, that was some good pitching by Kenshin. And we'll see if the Braves bats can continue their hot ways after some good work in Milwaukee. Martin Prado hit just .214 on the road trip, but had a huge grand slam in Milwaukee that kind of got everybody going. Here's what it looked like on Monday night. Manny Barra, it was no cheapie.
The guy didn't go down the slide on that one.
Oh, no, he didn't. Bernie doesn't do that too much on grand slams against the Brewers.
I wonder if he's ever done that by mistake.
Maybe. Braves won by scores of 8-2, 11-3, and 9-2. Two and two the count. Kennedy came to these guys in one of those real crazy trades that involved three teams: Diamondbacks, the Tigers, and the Yankees. It's Bo Porter trying to move Justin Upton over a little in right field. Prado fouls that off. The Diamondbacks traded Max Scherzer, starting pitcher, and relief pitcher Daniel Schlereth to the Tigers. Curtis Granderson went from the Tigers to the Yankees. And the Tigers got back Austin Jackson and Phil Koch. So who did the Diamondbacks get? Well, they got Ian Kennedy and Edwin Jackson. Deep drive to center by Prado. On the run and caught by Chris Young. What a play in straightaway center field. Goodness. Guy's got great wheels and great range.
Yeah, he's playing shallow for what I thought was Prado's distance he should be, and he covered a lot of ground, got to the fence quick, saw where everything was, and made a nice play. You know, as I mentioned, the Braves' averages are not probably where we'd all like to see them coming out of spring training, but there's a reason for that, and I'll share with you right after this pitch. They've been on the road the whole time, as you know, and they've only faced the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 teams respectively in ERA on the road. And that's a tough task for anybody to go through with an imbalance of home versus road games and face those kind of staffs.
Jason Hayward, a hot 2 hopper to LaRoche. He'll handle it, 2 down. Yeah, and not just that, John, but coming into this game, the Braves and the Yankees have played the fewest home games of any team in baseball. Just 12. And the Braves are 8-4. Chipper's back in the lineup tonight. He missed a couple of games after tweaking that groin in Milwaukee, but boy, did Brooks Conrad step in and do a great job. Only one hitter in the Braves lineup tonight has faced Ian Kennedy before, and that's Eric Hinsky, who's 3 for 6 against him.
Come on, Chip.
Kennedy's own manager described him to me tonight as a guy who is not really doesn't have anything that's eye-popping, but has 4 good pitches and can locate them to both sides of the plate.
Baby.
2-1 to Chipper, who's hit in 3 straight.
He does. He was 2007 MLB.com minor league pitcher, starting pitcher of the year. So he's doing some things right to get in this position, and Arizona's hoping that he can solidify a spot that really, you know, when you talk about Arizona not too long ago, they had Mr. Webb winning Cy Youngs, pitching staffs that were, and now they're trying to put things together in a division, really, the West, that has everybody shaking their head, with the San Diego Padres leading it currently.
Stayed alive as Snyder couldn't come up with that foul tip. We saw those numbers for Chipper with 2 strikes. Kind of answers anyone's question about why does he go after so many pitches early in the count. Two again. Breaking ball to Johnson. To LaRoche, inning over. Braves go in order. We played 1. Diamondbacks up by 1.
built by the Home Depot. If you have a question, send us an email, and if chosen, we will answer it later in the game. Send your email to braves@peachtreetv.com. Please include your name. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Yes, it is. Part of a big crowd here tonight at Turner Field as the Braves come home. Friday night fireworks. And hoping the Braves offense can provide some fireworks. I know Kenshin Kawakami's hoping for that. Bottom third of the order up. Young, Snyder, and Kennedy.
Can't tell you what a job he did in the first inning to get out of that. If that's the point where I tell myself as a pitcher, I'm like, that's it. That was their chance to score some runs. Now let me get that leadoff hitter and let's just kind of get into a groove that he hasn't been able to get into for quite some time this year. As you've seen and Braves have seen, there's been a 3-spot here, a 5-spot, and then he settles down and pitches real good. We've got to get that momentum going, get his team to get him a lead, and then see what happens.
He was impressive in his last start against the Phillies. He gave up 2 in the first, gave up a home run to Polanco in the second, a home run to Worth in the third, and it didn't look all that good. But then he settled in and pitched into the 7th inning. And the Braves scored 3 runs in the 5th inning and trailed only 4-3. There's the final line for him, but to stick around and hang in there like he did was very admirable. The 1-2 pitch to Young, popped up, maybe playable for Troy. Long run. Can't get there, down at the end of the tarp.
Awfully tough play for a first baseman, running in towards the stand, towards that big tarp, checking it as many times as you can, and then you feel like it's right there, and tough play. But, Joe, even that last curveball, 71 miles an hour, didn't have the sharpness to it. You know, that's the pitch that I remember watching last year, him being so effective. He spots his fastball. He throws a split here and there. That pitch has got to be the pitch that I think is going to be his success formula.
To left center and deep. McLouth on the run. On the track, reaches out and grabbed it. Did he hang on? He did, but he looks like he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him. Great running catch by Nate McLouth.
Says, I'll show you, Mr. Other Center Fielder. I can go get it too. Good thing he hangs on to it, because, you know, if a player doesn't come up to make an athletic play and the ball drops out, they rule it a hit. And he had it the whole time.
Yeah, good play. Hit the wall hard, too. Chris Snyder, the catcher, steps in. He has had a rough month of May. Just 3 for 27. His average down in the 220s. Popped up. Might be an easier play for Troy. Near the dugout. He's got that one. 2 down. Typically, John, this is a rough time of night to try to find pop-ups, but there's a pretty dark cloud overhead right now that's giving them a good background.
Yeah, that helps.
Ian Kennedy's got a couple of hits this year. Pitcher hitting 154. He's driven in a run. The 1-1 to the pitcher. Kawakami made one start last year against Arizona, and it sounded, again, uglier than it was. He gave up 3 runs in 5 innings, but the team lost 12-0 as the bullpen got hammered after he left.
You never know when it's going to turn for a pitcher, but getting a win is so much better. You don't care if it's 10-9 at this point. You just got to put yourself in a position to win the baseball game.
Well, after a 30-pitch inning in the first inning, an 11-pitch inning here in the second, much better results.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
Braves baseball on Peachtree TV and HD is brought to you by BB&T, best bank in town since 1872.
Joe Simpson, John Smoltz with you from Turner Field on Wild West night at the ballpark. An unearned run in the top of the first has the Diamondbacks on top 1-0. McCann, Gloss, and Hinsky due up here for the Braves.
Brian's my pick to click today.
All right. He's got his goggles on. He was anxious to get back home and check them out under the lights. 6 for 25 on the road trip. And rockets one to right field, but right at Upton. Let's take a look at tonight's leaderboard, brought to you by the Sunshine House, a tradition of excellence in early education. Tonight's category, most RBIs in the month of May in the National League, and Troy Gloss trails only Andre Ethier of the Dodgers. Troy has hit in 8 straight games. He went 12 for 36 on the road trip with a couple of homers, and has 15 RBIs in his last 17 games. I asked him tonight by the cage, I said, so can you tell a difference in what you're doing better now versus the start of the season? And he said, timing. My timing's just better. He said, nobody can hit if you don't get that front foot down in time. And he said, when I started getting my front foot down quicker, my hands started working better.
And you don't look like you're getting beat by fastballs.
Exactly. And that's what I said to him. I said, it looks like you're catching up to fastballs that you didn't before. 1-2.
And I don't think people realize transitionally when you move teams, and baseball's baseball. You want to hit, you want to field, you want to run, you want to do all those things, but it takes time sometimes to catch up and fill in and fill the need of what the team wants you to do.
Popped up behind first. Johnson calls off LaRoche and makes the catch. That'll bring up Eric Hinsky, who had himself a pretty good road trip. Not just off the bench, but When he got a chance to play in the first and third games of the Milwaukee series, he did a great job. And he hit a ball Sunday off of Brad Lidge in the 9th inning that weren't for the 40-mile-an-hour winds blowing, might have gone 500 feet. And actually stayed in the park.
Brad is headed back to get his elbow checked out. Phillies are big reason they're not running away with anything is a big part of their ball club is the bullpen. It's just not been able to stay healthy. The previous closer, I think, broke his toe.
Madsen, he kicked a chair. They've got him on the 60-day DL now. Two and one to Hinske. Hitting .333 overall, 13 RBIs. Trying to tie him up inside and keep missing there. 3-1 the count. Boy, Colorado lost another game today. They were supposed to play Washington. It's been postponed. Bad weather. 3-1 pitch and a beauty. Good changeup.
A strange team. There's a lot of strange teams to figure out, but Colorado being one of them. Some leagues up for grabs and some teams up near the lead that many people think aren't going to stay there. That's why with the Braves only being 4.5 out with all they've been through and all the different things, it's still an encouraging sign, but they do have to turn it around offensively on a more consistent basis.
Little pop-up hit out behind second. It'll be Johnson making the catch. Braves 6 up and 6 down. We go to the third. Solid performance brought to you by SunTrust. Live solid, bank solid. And tonight, most team home runs in the National League. Diamondbacks at the top of the heap with 44, even more than the Phillies. I'm surprised to see the Cubs up there, to be honest with you. I'm not surprised by the Brewers or the Reds.
Well, Braves fans are a little bit surprised that this statistic, Kelly Johnson and Admiral Roach lead all right side of infield with 14 home runs and 43 RBIs in all of the National League.
That's even more than Utley and Ryan Howard. That's correct. Kelly had a ground ball to first leading off the game, and it was booted by Troy Gloss. He eventually came around to score an unearned run, and that is our score, 1-0.
Kelly's hit the ball all over the park in Arizona, and that park is very conducive for home runs.
That's foul. 1-1 the count.
He's hit 3 to left field, 1 to left center, 1 to center field, 1 to right center, and 4 to right field.
And as usual, he's doing a good job hitting against left-handed pitching. Hitting lefties better than right-handers. 324 against left-handers, 244 against right-handers. Good fastball. Kelly and his wife Lauren, who still make their home here in Atlanta since we last saw him, welcomed their first child. Son Cole was born over the off season. In the air behind third. Long run for Chipper. Oh, he got the glove on it but couldn't hang on. He was running all right, though.
Yep. The opposite for a first baseman is a third baseman going away from the field with the shortstop coming in. That's always a tough play as well. You don't know who's going to stick their glove anywhere other than ball, but Chipper makes that play a lot.
That angle showed maybe he didn't get his glove on it. Still 2-2. Full count. Hard hit but foul. On the injury front, some good news. JoJo Reyes going to start a rehab assignment tonight at Gwinnett, work a couple of innings. Yunel Escobar supposed to play tonight at Gwinnett and be eligible to come off the disabled list tomorrow. That's out of play.
Well, the first idea of AAA coming to Gwinnett, what a blessing that is for the players, though, that can just be in their backyard doing their work, getting their rehab, not have to travel all over the place.
Got some not so good news, though, after this pitch. Again, out of play. And that is Jair Jurgen's MRI on his hamstring. Results were not good, and it's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of 4 to 6 weeks for Jair. That's a tough loss. Drill down the right field line, hooking into the corner. Hayward will have to play it off the wall, and Kelly Johnson slides into second with a leadoff double. That was a long at bat. He finally got one fair.
And again, just a lot of fastballs. I know it was a 3-2 count, but with 2 strikes, opponents are batting .241. And that's a little bit too high. As you see one pitch that he curls down the right field line, and going to have to mix it up. His fastball's good enough tonight. I'm not trying to say don't throw the fastball, but 5, 6, 7 in one at bat is just not a recipe that Kawakami is used to. He's got to get his breaking ball, his split, change up, whatever. He's got to get it over and keep these hitters off balance and swinging, because that's what they want to do. They want to swing.
Connor Jackson will see if he can get Kelly Johnson over to third base. Takes the ball. He walked his first time up. First inning, Johnson reached on an error. Jackson walked. Upton hit a ground rule double to drive in the only run of the game.
One of the things, talking to some of the guys, you know, this team has struggled. They're not doing the little things. They're not getting runners over. They're trying to swing for a 3-run homer every single time up. That's not a good formula. That's why some of their numbers look so good, but their record isn't, despite even having some pitching problems. They've got to have better plate discipline when they're at the plate and get a runner in scoring position for the next guy. Talking to Kirk Gibson and some of the guys, Matt Williams is over there. They've got plenty of experience to draw from some ex-big leaguers who were able to play the game the right way.
This team was in the postseason just a couple of years ago. That's why it was so surprising last year when Bob Melvin lost his job as the manager at such an early stage of the season. A.J. Hinch took over on May 8th last year. A.J. Hinch Finch, just 35 years old. This is his first full season running the club. Struck him out on a high fastball.
And see, that's just another good example. It never looked like one pitch he was trying to go to right field. Even the foul ball he fouled off behind us to the right here was just, he was looking, he didn't know where it was.
Good point.
And it's just a young team, a veteran team. They've got to be able to do the things that puts pressure on other pitchers. And when you strike out as much as they do, even though they've hit 44 home runs, there's a little of an equalizer there that a pitcher still has room to make some adjustments in the lineup and pitch, to their weakness.
Upton hit the ground rule double his first time up. Takes inside. He was 5 for 20 on their homestand in those 6 games that they lost in a row. Johnson at second, one out. To short, they might have a play at third. The throw goes there, and they got it. Good quick release by Omar Infante, and Chipper had to make a diving tag. But there's another one of those mistakes, John. This one's a base running mistake.
I don't know much of Mr. Finch's patience, but this is going to test it. Got a runner in scoring position. He stays there with 2 outs. You still got a chance to score a run. And Kelly knows better. Decides to go to third and gets that second out at a place you don't want it.
No. 2-out runner at first now. Upton is a threat to run, so keep an eye on him. Good spot for a fastball, low and away. Adams struck out his first time up. Upton 5 out of 7 in stolen bases. Oh, and 2.
That batting average we talked about, 241 with 2 strikes, is an indicator that he doesn't have 1 or 2 pitches that are put away pitches. He has to pitch according to the plate, move it in and out, change speeds. See if he is able to put away Adam here on an 0-2 account.
Runner goes. Pitch is high, and the throw down to second is high. And Upton has his 6th stolen base.
Just a good jump. Not a very... Still pretty quick to the plate.
And a good throw, a good pitch to throw on for Bryant, too, but he came out of that a little too quick. Got him. Like a good split again. LaRoche down on strikes for the second time. And with the help of some bad base running, still 1-0.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Atlanta Grand Slam.
Atlanta, Georgia, will have a chance to win free airfare for 2 if the Braves hit a home run during the 3rd inning. Visit PeachtreeTV.com/contest for official rules and to enter for a chance to win. AirTran Airways, go. There's nothing stopping you. 6 up and 6 down for Atlanta hitters so far. Bottom third due up in the 3rd inning. Infante, McLeod, and Kawakami. Omar had a home run on the road trip. Hitting .278, a homer, 9 RBIs.
Come on, kid.
And has hit real well here at Turner Field in those 12 games. He doesn't have that many at bats, but he's 7 for 15. There's a line shot to center, base hit. Good start to the 3rd inning. And Omar Infante continues to play good baseball.
He's one of those hitters that stays really quiet at the plate, stays inside, puts the bat on the ball quite a bit. And as Bobby said, he's become very valuable. If he could just stay healthy, he's had some wrist problems and some bad luck to interrupt his years. He could put together some good numbers.
Nate McLeod still trying to get on track offensively. Fouls off the first pitch. He was 5 for 32 on the road trip. Got a big hole on the right side to work with right here, though, if he can pull one. Has already turned in a terrific catch out in left center field tonight, crashing into the wall. Curveball stayed high, 1-1.
Formula for the Arizona pitching staff has not been a good one. Obviously, they haven't done well. The last 5 games, 45 innings pitched, 64 hits, and 49 runs. Their starters, it seems like, are throwing an average 20 to 25 pitches an inning, and they're out by the 5th inning. And their bullpen has been really the weak spot of their club. They have not had anybody step up and do anything. So if you're the Braves, that's what I always hated about a day off. You won 3 in a row. Sometimes those days off just come at the wrong time. You just want to put pressure on this staff, get into their pen, and see if you can feast off of what really has been a bad week and a bad year for the bullpen so far.
Fought that one off, 1-2. Yeah, their gap between their starters' ERA and their bullpen ERA is the widest in baseball. Highest ERA in the National League, I think, in all of baseball at 7.37. Yikes.
Yeah, you don't see boarding a plane type ERA, 7.57, Boeing 57. You don't see that very often.
No. Omar's got a couple of stolen bases. But a 1-2 count here to McLeod, and you got the pitcher on deck. Got him. Nate down on a pitch up and in. First strikeout for Kennedy. And McLeod's problems continue. Kenshin Kawakami probably up there to bunt. Has a couple of sacrifices on the year.
Now, if you're Kenshin and you're bunting, you got to keep your eye on Adam LaRoche and see how quickly he comes off the bag to determine. You never want that first baseman, and obviously a third baseman is going to be down your throat. The slash bunt was always something makes a good bunt.
Beauty. Squared around, caught the ball with a bat. Moves a potential tying run into scoring position.
This right here is pretty much textbook. Knees bend, keeps the bat at a level where you've got to deliver it. He doesn't care about getting a hit right here. Biggest responsibility is to get it down, get the guy in scoring position. At the top of the order, give you a 2-out run and tie or put you ahead.
Martin Prado hit the ball a ton his first time up. Fouled off a lot of pitches to start the game for the Braves, and then drove Chris Young right to the fence and straightaway center. before he hauled it in. Curveball. Kennedy's out of Huntington Beach, California. Got drafted by the Cardinals out of high school, but went to went to USC instead, and was an All-American his freshman and sophomore years. That's pretty impressive. Later became a first-round pick by the Yankees in 2006. Played on all kinds of U.S. national teams and amateur competition. 6 feet, 195 pounds. Breaking ball, didn't go. 2-1 the count. Marvin Hudson had the appeal. This is the crew that had the perfect game out in Oakland the other day. But they're missing one umpire, and that was Jim Wolf, who
behind the plate
had the balls and strikes. He's on vacation. That's why Tishner's calling balls and strikes tonight.
So it's not that you call the perfect game, you get the day off or the week off. It just happened to be his time.
It could be. I don't know. Maybe you get a vacation for two for any perfect game.
Him and the pitcher?
Yeah. I think Dallas Braden got a vacation to New York. He did the David Letterman show. 3-1 pitch to Prado. Walked him.
He's the one that had the problem with A-Rod stepping on the mound, right?
Yeah. Had you ever heard of that
Never.
before?
I've never heard of that. I was asked that on a couple interviews, and I've never heard of it.
I mean, I can remember running across the mound going back from third to first on foul balls and stuff a ton of times. Or making an out and kind of running across the mound going back to the dugout.
Yeah, unless somebody pushed me off the mound, I wouldn't really, I probably wouldn't like that. But I'm stepping at his office at third base every once in a while. Not many times, but once in a while.
Jason Hayward sent a hot smash right to LaRoche. His first time up. He's off a breaking ball. Hayward 6 for 12 on the road trip with a home run. He's a guy that, like Chipper, when he's hitting with less than 2 strikes, he's hitting a ton. 2-0. Less than 2 strikes, he's hitting 500. With 2 strikes, a little different story.
I'm going to ask a tough question. When I say a tough question, I don't like the question I'm going to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Thanks.
Do you think, what little you've seen, that he has the capability of hitting for high average and power?
Yes. Yeah, I don't have to think about that. And the reason is because he doesn't have an uppercut swing. I mean, a lot of guys with power, they're just kind of all or nothing and have a big arcing uppercut swing. This guy swings down on the ball, and he's staying on top of it. And he hits so many line drives, and he's willing to go the other way when he's behind in the count. Two and one. 3-1. Well, by high average, I'm not sure where you're talking.
Well, no, anything over 270.
Oh, yeah.
What I've seen so far is, unless it's been a tough lefty that will give any lefty a problem, his plate coverage seems to be, his plate awareness seems to be really good.
It is. And a good hitter's count here. And he doesn't swing in these counts just to be swinging. Good pitch. Not what he was looking for. Looked like maybe even a bit of a sinker for a strike. Good pitch by Kennedy. Runners will be moving now. Chipper on deck. Tying run at second. Go ahead, run at first. There they go. Still alive. Before the game, a nice ceremony, too, as he was given his April Rookie of the Month award. Frank Wren and Bobby Cox there for the presentation.
Very nice. Well deserved.
I'll say. But again, not just 100% tonight. Just took a few swings in batting practice today before he had to go back to the clubhouse.
Everyone has a little different timing mechanism. That looks like it's his, where he waves that bat back and forth, gets ready to hit.
Well, another good pitch. 3-2 breaking ball. Diamondbacks, of course, train in Arizona. The Braves in Florida. So this is the first time Arizona's had a look at him. Not the first time their scouts have seen him, however. Infante at second. Prado at first. And they've got Infante picked off. He went with the high leg kick. Broke too soon. And they got him. Reynolds ran him down. And a base running blunder by the Braves. This inning has been the Airtran Airways home run inning. Be sure to register at PeachTreeTV.com/contest for official rules and for your chance to win. Still 1-zip Arizona. Braves down a run, 2 on, full count, but this was not good, John.
No, and the shortstop or second baseman nowhere near, so shows you what kind of jump he got, thinking that he was going to go to home, play that 3-2 pitch, but hopefully that won't be something that we look back at the end of the game and think that that cost us. So maybe just a little blip and it won't matter, hopefully.
1-6-5 on the putout. Reynolds, Drew, and Young due up for the D-backs here in the fourth. After they got their run in the first, the Diamondbacks had runners at second and third, nobody out. But Kawakami came back to strike out LaRoche swinging, struck out Reynolds swinging, and got Drew on a comebacker. Long but foul.
You mentioned all those home runs that Reynolds has hit. One more and he becomes the third fastest player to reach 100 home runs from the third baseman.
Sitting on 99. You mentioned Matt Williams, who had done some broadcasting work for the Diamondbacks last couple of years, is now their first base coach. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's the first in probably a half a century, if not longer, to do something that he's doing. That's foul. How many minority owners of the team do you know that are base coaches?
Really? I'm assuming he's one of them.
He is. Huh. Might have to go back to Connie Mack. Full count.
I'm guessing he can do it because he is a minority owner, huh?
Probably whatever he wants to do.
I don't think you could do it if you're, if you own the team.
Matt, you want to throw some batting practice? Not really. Got a piece of that to stay alive. Yeah, I'm reminded that Ted Turner managed for one game until Bowie Kuhn said, I don't think so. It was an anniversary of that just a few days ago. Reynolds last year, 44 homers, 102 RBIs. He had 260. And draws a leadoff walk. Second walk issued by Kinchin. Stephen Drew, the batter. He hit a comebacker to the mound his first time up. Now to Hayhira.
How about the Drews? 3 #1 picks.
It's not too bad, is it?
What about their wiffle ball games growing up? Holy cow.
It's kind of like when the Alou brothers were coming along years ago, and Felipe was the first, and he kept talking about his brother who was such a good player, and then Jesus came along and goes, no, I'm not. They're talking about Matty. They just kept saying the next one's the best one.
I could just imagine. Yeah, I had 3 sons. He got drafted #1. That's pretty impressive. 1 a pitcher, 2 position players.
Pitcher, an outfielder, and a shortstop. Stephen coming off an off year for him in a way. 261 average. 12 homers, 65 RBIs. The year before, in 08, he had 291 with 21 homers. Battled some hamstring problems last year as well. Bo Porter was the third base coach for the Florida Marlins last year. He went from being a fish to a snake.
That reminds me, Joe.
Oh, no.
I'll wait. I got an inning all set up for a rally.
Had to mention animals.
Animals, yeah. I got one tonight for an animal.
Out of play.
Both of the animals, or like this animal that I'm going to tell you about later.
We'll all be anxious to hear that.
I don't think it's a true story, so I don't want anyone to get too carried away.
Good changeup. Might have been a split. Struck him out. That's 6 strikeouts for Kinchin.
Well, like I said, if you could keep them off balance, this is a team that you're looking at their film, you see a bunch of strikeouts, a bunch of holes. If you could just make good pitches, off-speed pitches down in the zone, they're seeking the fastballs. They like the fastballs to hit up deep into the outfield, and so far so good for Kinchin. He's looked awfully good after the first inning, after his fastball was elevated. He's made a mechanical adjustment.
So 6 strikeouts, a season high. He struck out 5 in his last start against the Phillies. The Geishas got it working tonight.
They look hot.
Oh, yeah, they look real hot.
I don't mean hot that way.
Oh.
Like hot. They got fans fanning themselves.
I got you. Okay. Oh, mercy. Young was robbed of extra bases his first time up on a great running catch by Nate McLeod. He's a guy that's battled strikeouts in his career. He can go get them in center field, as we've already seen tonight. And he's definitely one of those all or nothing guys. Out of play, straight back.
Against the Braves, there hasn't been really anybody in this lineup with the exception of Connor Jackson hitting .354 career against the Braves. But Mr. Young has 6 home runs against the Braves career, along with Stephen Drew's 6 home runs.
I know Stephen has always hurt the Braves. This guy did early in his career, but not much, as I recall, lately. His first full year in the big leagues, he had .237, hit 32 homers. Struck out 141 times. The next year, he hit .248, bumped that up a little bit. His home runs went down to 22. His strikeouts went up to 165. Last year he hit .212, 15 homers, but still 133 RBIs. All or nothing. And with his speed, that's a shame, because all he really needs to do is get on top of the ball a little bit, hit some ground balls, and he'd get a lot of hits. Top of the 4th, 1-0 Diamondbacks. Runner goes. Hit and run put on. Or perhaps on a 1-2 count, just Young trying to protect the plate. Reynolds has 1 stolen base on the year. He was a teammate of Ryan Zimmerman's at Virginia. I think that'd be a pretty good 1-2 punch in college.
That'd be pretty good. That ting of the bat was probably pretty loud.
You played with aluminum bats, didn't you?
Yep. That's when I thought I could hit. Well, I could, but it's high school.
That one will stay in play. Prado calls off Gloss. 2 down, runners still at first for the catcher, big Chris Snyder. He could be called away at any moment. His wife is pregnant and very, very due.
A long trip back. But one he's willing to take if he needs to. He also has a 222 consecutive errorless streak. Last error was 820 of 07.
It's the 3rd longest errorless streak in Major League history for catchers. Getting a report on Reyes' outing. Two innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Is that right, Hal? As he tries to come back from that knee injury he suffered while pitching against the Padres, Braves' first road trip. Runner goes, pitch out. McCann's throw way off the mark and into center field, but McLeod's there to back it up. A horrible throw by McCann on a pitch out. Tried to aim that one a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little excited and get it out there knowing they can make a good throw. He's out, and the ball sailed on him. Got to the side of the ball, looks like.
And Snyder follows it with a rip down the left field line. That'll score Reynolds, and Snyder will have himself a stand-up double. Well, this is just so typical in a Kenshin Kawakami game, isn't it? Braves got him first and second with a full count to Hayward, and Infante gets picked off. They pitch out to get Reynolds, throw it into center field, followed by a double.
Now, what you hate about this is I can live with the strikeout. You got the pitcher on deck, and you got to make the pitch you want to make, and that was not the pitch he wanted to make, because in all instances the pitcher is not going to hurt you.
So he's got to take some blame too. 1-0 to Kennedy.
I mean, in the perfect world, you definitely want the pitcher leading off the next inning, but make him hit 3 pitches out of the zone. Make that guy swing at your pitches.
Kennedy struck out his first time up. So the leadoff walk comes back to haunt Kawakami. They tell me that the weather's been beautiful out in Phoenix. Temperature in the upper 80s for a couple of weeks. I don't think we'll have that kind of luck when the Braves go out there June 7 through 10. It'll probably be a little warmer.
I'll tell you what you do, Joe. Mark your golf ball on the green with a quarter and try to pick it up in about 10 seconds later. That's how you gauge it.
Tricky. 2-2 pitch, curveball got him. 7 strikeouts for Kawakami, but we go to the bottom of the 4th. He and the Braves trail 2-0.
A question, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. What is the longest losing streak an MLB team has had in the regular season and still made the postseason?
Ooh.
I'm going to say it's the Atlanta Braves.
And it might be 9.
10.
10? Okay.
Yep. I think we lost 10 in a row.
I'm going to go 9. Niner.
You mentioned Arizona being, pretty balmy in June. My parents live out there, and that's always the argument I have with them when we come out. And, yeah, the weather's nice. It's a dry heat. But they're actually here, my mom is, because my son graduates tomorrow, which is hard to believe.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yep. Congratulations to Andrew.
Yep.
All right.
He's already doing it.
Jason Hayward was at the plate when Infante got picked off in the 3rd inning. Gets a fresh count, and it's 1-0. Talk about making somebody feel old. I remember the first time I met you in spring training in '92, and he was just a baby, and now he's graduating.
He is.
Lined into left center field. That might roll all the way to the wall. Hayward's got 2. And he'll stop at second with a leadoff double. Good start for Atlanta in the 4th.
Well, Joe, to your point, just hits line drives, covers the plate, doesn't overswing, goes the other way. Good recipe for totaling the numbers he has and his Rookie of the Month.
Ball really jumps off his bat, doesn't it? Here's Chipper. 2-0 deficit. Still need to get that guy over to third base. It's the 4th inning. Chipper grounded to Kelly Johnson his first time up. 0-1.
One of the things is this tandem right here, Chipper and Brian. As Chipper goes, I really believe will really help Brian McCann. And that's an understatement for the Braves. You know, Chipper's not going to stay at these numbers.
A couple of breaking balls have put him in the hole 0-2. Both Chipper and McCann for the month of May are 7 for 27. Now 7 for 28 after their first at bats tonight. Outfield deep straight away. Infield likewise. Kelly Johnson to step out on the grass. Struck him out. Fastball up and in. Can't get him over.
Well, he ties him up and in with a fastball. Tried to pull his hands in, tried to get the ball to the correct side, but, you know, hitting is timing. And when you're not in the lineup, you know, and he's struggling being in and out of the lineup, when he gets his timing going, he's going to make some pitchers pay. But right now he's trying to find it. And that rhythm that he's so good at and makes everything look like it's slow motion. And the ball jumps off his bat. We haven't seen it in a while. And maybe he can get in a sustained run of games and get it back.
Got to stay healthy. McCann gets ahead in the count. He lined a rocket right at Upton in right field his first time up. He'd like to atone for that errant pitch out throw that he threw offline. One and one from Kennedy, who's been sharp. He's only given up 2 hits. There goes Hayward. The pitch is a strike. The throw to third. Got him. Jim Joyce with the call down there. And again, it's one of those where you got to make sure you can make it.
Awfully close.
What a good throw by Snyder. Couldn't tell if the glove was on him, but the throw was there.
And I'll tell you, it's a tough play for the third base umpire because he can't get totally all the way around to see that part.
First time Hayward's been caught stealing. It's out of play.
As you can see, what we see is an easier angle than what the umpire is on the other side of Hayward, trying to get around to see if his hand got in there, and his body's going to block him off. So a very difficult play, and he's going based on the throw, actually looking like it beat the runner. But a tough angle for the umpire to try to get around to see that play.
From that angle, if Reynolds didn't have to move his glove, I mean, the throw, he caught the throw right, at least from our angle, looked like right in front of the base for him to slide into.
But it was a little bit of a hesitation before he really took off to steal this bag. You see the umpire, he's not in position to really see the total hand hit the bag, but the best he could do, it looked like the ball beat him.
2-2 pitch is popped into center. Young. Instead, it'll be Jackson. Connor Jackson in left center field who makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Braves. They get a leadoff double, but nothing good happens after that. And we go to the fifth.
Pay less.
4 innings in the books on Wild West night. They got to be tri-delts, what do you think? Diamondbacks up 2-0. Top of their order again. Kelly Johnson, Connor Jackson, and Justin Upton due up against Kawakami, who's allowed 3 hits. He struck out a season high 7. His career high is 8. That was in his first ever start for Atlanta last year. Kelly doubled his last time up. He's bidding for another one. First pitch swinging. Big turn at first, but Jason Hayward will hold him to a first pitch single leading up the 5th. Kelly Johnson's come back to Atlanta swinging the bat.
He has. And Kawakami's seen this before. What I mean by that is there's not many runs on the board for him, and he's trying to pitch as long as he can into the game. He's at a point where he's gonna pretty much have to be rock solid, not give up any more runs, because you got to feel like the way Arizona's pitching staff has been, your team's going to score runs. So keep it right here, and don't pitch your way out of the ball game.
John, he did something in his last start that he changed his motion. He didn't go to his high over the head windup. He just stopped at the waist. I mean, tonight he's been in the stretch virtually every inning, the whole inning. But I've noticed he's gone back to his old windup. Here's this last pitch to Kelly. See the hands were above the head?
Right, and he just hung a split. You try things, you know, just like a hitter. I mean, you're going to try whatever you can to be as consistent. Try a suggestion, look at your film. I mean, you can't focus on 0-6 all the time. You have to be able to make pitches. And, you know, I did it. Every pitcher's done it. They've changed something at some point to figure out a timing mechanism change or something that's going to allow you to be more effective location-wise. He's been better tonight with his location.
Connor Jackson tried to send that one to right field. Fights it off foul out of the reach of Gloss. 2-1. Connor Jackson's dad is an actor. Plays, remember the TV show Jag?
Yeah.
His dad played like an admiral in that. I got to look it up. You'll remember the name.
Samuel Jackson?
No. Oh. Hinsky has it. 1 out. Johnny Venner's Chris Medlin begin to loosen up in the Atlanta bullpen here in the 5th inning.
With the off day, you could use Chris out of the bullpen and put him right back into the rotation. He's very valuable. He was going to be very valuable in this year's ability to do that. Nobody would have thought that one of your best pitchers were going to go down and you were going to have to face that decision right away, but that's what the Braves are faced with. Is Chris going to be an even bigger part of the rotation as he tries to fill the big shoes of Jared Jurgens?
Well, while Roger McDowell is talking to KK and Brian, let's get the answer to tonight's Toyota trivia question. What's the longest losing streak a Major League team had in the regular season and still made the postseason? John and I agree it's the Braves. He says 10 games. I said 9. But it was 11. And the old Braves of 82. How about that?
Price is right. I win. Closest to.
Glenn Diamond tells me in 82 they lost 19 of 21 games. 19 of 21 around August and still made the playoffs. Was that the year they won 13 in a row to start the season?
So. I think so.
They kind of helped cover that up then.
It's like the Tigers went 35-5 that year, and I think played 500. They just played 500 baseball the rest of the way and eased on in.
Glenn Hubbard, a part of that team.
In 84, yeah.
Went to the post.
Yeah, Gibson.
The Tigers team was amazing in 84.
Part of that. It seemed like they scored every time in the first inning to start that year.
Chet Lemon was on that team, wasn't he?
Tell you what, they had to nuke this. Yeah. Chet Lemon used to rob some home runs over center field. Sweet Lou and Trammell. Parrish.
Kelly Johnson running, the pitch pull foul.
But Gibby's home run off of Goose Gossage when Dick Williams came out, I was sitting about 21 rows up at Tiger Stadium, and you could almost read Goose's lips. He says, I want him. I want to go after him. There's the base open. Gibby hit that just towering home run to seal the victory and then eventually the World Series title.
Going again, swinging again, but fouled off. Back-to-back hit and run plays. That Tiger team had another guy who was kind of an unsung hero, Larry Herndon.
Larry Herndon, absolutely.
Pop, former Giant. A ball and 2 strikes to Upton. 1 for 2 with a double. There's back another one. Taking some hard work from Kinchin tonight, with the exception of the second inning when he got him in order.
But the other side said their starting pitching looked like per inning. You know, a lot of pitches. But we told you the number coming in that Arizona hitters average more pitches per at bat than anybody in baseball, and they're doing that again tonight. And although they only have 2 runs, it's going to make short work for Kawakami tonight.
Broken bat pop up, shallow center. Prado can't get it. Might have a play. No, he couldn't come up with it cleanly. Kelly Johnson had to wait to see if that ball was going to drop, but it was perfectly placed. The barrel of the bat came straight back behind home plate. And that is going to do it for Kinchin Kawakami tonight, as Bobby Cox makes his way to the dugout, or to the mound. So Kawakami departs. Johnny Venners gets the call. This call to the bullpen brought to you.
Movie listings and other information, just go to PeachTreeTV.com. Go Braves!
An abrupt ending to the night for Kinchin Kawakami, but he's thrown 96 pitches and we're only in the 5th inning. Giving up just 1 earned run out of 2, but departs with a couple of runners on base that belong to him. And Johnny Venners is brought on to face Adam LaRoche with runners at first and second and 1 out. Really good numbers for Venners since he got called up. But Adam LaRoche hitting lefties pretty good this year. 333 clip, and 3 of his 4 homers have come against left-handers. He is fanned twice tonight.
The only thing I can see from Johnny and his mechanics, the 9 walks a little bit high. He just gets a little off kilter. But when he stays mechanically sound, the ball comes out. 2-seamer is outstanding. It's going to be tough for guys to hit him when he stays on plane.
And I think a lot of hitters have happened to them what just happened to Adam LaRoche, and that's that the ball gets on them so quick they don't expect it. And Adam definitely a double play candidate. Not the fastest of Diamondbacks.
And that's right there what we're talking about. You know, the ball's going to go into a left-hander away from a right-hander. He throws the ball with such force. I mean, 94, 95 out of a left-hander. He's got to be able to stay. When I talk about staying on plane, that's not flying out and getting away from your arm. His arm's got to be able to, your body's got to stay back for the arm to catch up.
3 straight pitches at 94. And he's ahead in the count. Good speed on the bases for Arizona. Johnson and Upton. Off his thumbs and out of play. Got a little bit of mist falling right now. Some sprinkles beginning to drop on Turner Field. Got him with a breaking ball. And a nasty one at that. LaRoche fans for the third time. Let's see if Venner stays in to pitch to Reynolds, or if they put him, remember him to put him on again, first and second, Joe. Medlin's ready, though, if needed. Reynolds has struck out and walked. He has stolen a base and scored a run. Two on, two out. Not hit hard, but toward the gap, and it's going to get down and get in between the outfielders. And with the two fast runners out there, two will score. Mark Reynolds comes through with a two-run double, and it's 4-0 Arizona. That didn't sound good at all. It shows you how strong Mark Reynolds is.
He's hitting .344 with runners in scoring position in 2010. Shows why he racks up some RBIs and hits for power and also strikes out. But in this case, I think the Braves pay 2 RBIs.
And those runs belong to Kawakami, so all 4 belong to him. 3 are earned. Hopper to Gloss. He handles a tricky hop. Now the foot race. And Troy wins it after some indecision there over what he was going to do with it. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. Bottom of the 5th. Got to get the bats going.
He has back-to-back episodes of Family Guy, weeknights at 7 p.m., followed by a full hour of House of Pain, weeknights at 8 p.m., right here on Peachtree TV.
Wild West night at Turner Field as the Braves come home to start a week-long homestand, and they got to get the bats going. Only 2 hits so far. A leadoff single by Infante in the third inning. A leadoff double by Hayward in the fourth, but Braves could not parlay those into runs. Ian Kennedy has struck out 2. He's walked 1. His last start against Milwaukee, he got beat, but he went 7 innings and gave up only 2 runs. Walked 1, struck out 5. He left and it was a close game, and then the Brewers went to work on their bullpen.
The Braves are in as we mentioned, a pretty important stretch. 19 of the next 20 days are going to be games played. By no means are they out of this game at all, especially with the troubles that Arizona has had. But you can't keep making mistakes and overcome with an offense that doesn't have a lot of power or steal a lot of bases. You've got to do things right to be successful.
Hard hit, but foul down the right field line by Troy Gloss, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Kennedy looking for his 3rd win of the year. 3-1. Braves have had their leadoff man on board each of the last 2 innings. Infante made it to second base, but he got picked off. Hayward, a leadoff double. He got thrown out trying to steal third.
Good start.
And a free pass. Second walk for Gloss. And Eric Kinski, the batter, he popped up his first time.
Wonder if the starters are still in the game in Toronto and Texas. 15-10 in the 5th inning.
Wow. 5th inning. Kinski's the only guy that had faced Kennedy before among those in the lineup tonight. 3 for 6. Rolls this one to the right side. Kelly Johnson to Drew. To LaRoche, double play, 4-6-3.
Pretty routine. Doesn't run very fast. Couldn't get on. Couldn't get in second base to make anything happen in time. So 1 pitch, 2 outs. Pitcher's best friend.
The 30th double play grounded into by Atlanta, and the 30th double play turned by the Diamondbacks. Infante hits with 2 out. He singled his first time. Braves have this weekend series with the Diamondbacks, then the Mets come in for 2, and then the Reds for 2.
And what really is got to be done. You got to do away with 2-game schedules. Just not a big fan of it.
Well, it's not so bad when you're at home. It's horrible if you're on the road. I just got us a good luck charm here, buddy.
The ladybug?
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't smush it between your fingers.
Get over here. Now we're cooking.
He isn't.
No.
But we are.
There he is. Good luck charm. That's what the Braves needed tonight.
Yep. We got him.
Two and 2 to Infante. Phillies on top of Milwaukee tonight, 6-3 in Milwaukee. Brewers trying to avoid their 4th straight loss.
And Cincinnati, I think, has won 5 in a row and just tied it up in St. Louis, looking to go to first place.
Up the middle, base hit. That's a Ladybug base hit.
Ladybug.
Fonte's 2 for 2. Yeah, the Reds are playing good baseball. They'll be in town Wednesday and Thursday. They're only a half game back of the Cardinals coming into play tonight. Couldn't believe Astros went in and swept St. Louis. How about that?
Been a hard year to figure out so far.
Nate McLeod fouls one back. Struck out his first time up. Here's the National League Central, John.
5-game winning streak can go from down below to up top quick.
Only 2 teams with a winning record. Nate just 5 for his last 33. Six for 40 in the month of May.
I'd like to see him get extended and just reach out one here. Drive a ball and see if we can't get a 2-out run. Our teams look like they've been tying him up inside.
And I was just going to say that. You rarely see him get a pitch away to extend his arms, but even when he does, he never hits the ball to the left side. Everything is up the middle or to right field. 1-2. Nate McLeod's got 1 hit to left so far this year. 3 to center, 9 to right.
Maybe the scoreboard deked me. It was 4-4 at one point. They must have taken those 2 runs away.
Yeah, they did. Cardinals up 4-2 on the Cincinnati Reds. Out of play. They might have accidentally given them to somebody else. Or should have given them to somebody else. Works Conrad. He's come out on deck. He would hit for Venners. Two and 2. The way Brooks has been swinging the bat, you'd love to see him get a chance to swing here with runners aboard. It's number 77 for Kennedy. And Nate McLeod flips the bat away as he's rung up for the second time tonight. We've played 5 innings. All Snakes so far. upcoming schedule brought to you by AirTran Airways. Go. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing stopping this schedule either for the Braves on this homestand. Diamondbacks here tomorrow night and Sunday. Saturday night on Sports South. Sunday on Fox Sports South. And then John and I will be back with you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The 2 games against the Mets. The first game against the Reds. And then the Business Fan Special on Thursday. Chip and I will have that for you on Sports South on Getaway Day. Chris Young takes ball 1. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Sends that one down into the right field corner, but out of play. It's a happy face. Hard up the middle. Base hit. Young with a leadoff single. Chris Snyder had an RBI double back in the 4th inning. It came with 2 out. And followed a stolen base by Reynolds when the Braves looked like they had Reynolds dead to rights with a pitch out. But McCann's throw sailed off the mark. One and 0 from Venners. Snyder is a big guy, 6'4", 245. Out of Houston, Texas. Don't want to have too many collisions at home plate with him.
No, and for as big as he is, that airless streak is that much more impressive. Sure, he's a very inviting target for the pitchers when he's sitting back there.
To the University of Houston. And here's an award that he was nominated for that I didn't know existed. In college, they have an award for the best college catcher called the Johnny Bench Award. And he was one of 3 finalists for it while at the University of Houston. Up the middle, Infante with a good glove work. Got 1, but can't get 2. Great stop by Omar just to get to it. And with the glove, flipped it to Martin to get the lead runner.
This is a great play. Ball up the middle. Flips it with the glove. Make sure you get 1. Slight chance for 2 with the catcher running, but
well, it was a good trade.
Yep.
Trade a catcher for a sprinter. Kennedy shows bunt. Pushes it foul. Told you about some scores. Pirates and Cubs were tied late in that ball game, but the Pirates put it away. Garrett Jones 5 for 6. He was in the Braves organization early in his career. Marlins all over the Mets. Chipper will take this one. 2 down. Kelly Johnson the batter. Kelly's 2 for 3 and he scored twice. Ryan Ludwig with a home run tonight for the Cardinals, and the Phillies, told you about that game. Shane Victorino 2 for 3 with a triple. Phillies lead 6-3. Kelly has doubled and singled his last 2 times up. Reached on an error and scored a run in the first. Leans away from a good breaking ball.
Kelly with already 5 home runs this year against lefties. 2009, he had 9 and 462 at bats. So in 37 at bats, he's got 5 against lefties already.
And sends this one in the air to pretty deep left center field, but Hinsky has a beat on it. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the Diamondbacks threaten, they don't score. Braves bats come to life.
Got to make something happen. Don't miss Memorial Day at Turner Field, Monday, May 31st. The Braves take on the Philadelphia Phillies at 1 p.m., followed by a free Beach Boys post-game concert presented by Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines. For tickets, visit Braves.com/Beach Boys. We've been going at it for a while, Joe.
You like the Beach Boys?
I do.
Me too.
Frog walks into the bar, Joe, hops up on a stool, says, "Bartender, give me a drink." Bartender says, "We don't serve frogs here." Hops out, comes back 5 minutes, same thing. Bartender says, "Aren't you the same frog that asked for a drink?" He said, "Yeah." He says, "See that wall over there? I'm going to nail all 4 of your legs to the wall if you come back in and ask for a drink." I'll tell you after this pitch.
Brooks Conrad takes ball 1.
10 minutes later, Frog comes back in, hops up on the stool, says, "Bartender, you got any nails?" He says, "No. How about a drink?" That's going to get the Braves going this inning, Joe.
I do like that one. This inning's pitch speed brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Brooks Conrad coming off that tremendous series in Milwaukee where he hit a couple of homers. Hits with a 2-0 count. Sends that one high into the air, but foul.
Getting a Hal-O-meter on the joke, looks like here. I got an 8.
An 8. Well, I tell you what, it was worth an 8. I mean, it's come so far from where you started.
Yeah.
2-1 to Brooks. Boy, he is hitting some spots, Mr. Kennedy.
If you're the manager, you don't even look at the pitch count tonight. You just say, keep going.
This is number 82. Change up missed. Full count. Braves with their leadoff man on in each of the last 3 innings, but haven't been able to do anything with him. They trail by 4. To Hopper to LaRoche. Excellent fielding first baseman, as you know. 1 out. Martin Prado has flied out and walked.
Scoreboard's playing tricks with me again. They put those 2 runs back up for Cincinnati.
They're just messing with you.
Still 4-2, Hal says. I'll find out who's doing it.
Hal Galima gave me the list of Johnny Bench Award winners. Mentioned that award for the best catcher in college. Some names on here you're going to recognize. Out in the dugout. Kelly Shopik won it back in 2001 out of Baylor. Brian Garco was a catcher in college at Stanford. He won it. Kurt Suzuki, the catcher for the A's out of Cal State Fullerton, won it in 2004. Jeff Clement out of USC. Buster Posey out of Florida State in 2008. He'll be in the big league soon with the Giants. 1-2 to Martin Prado. Out of play. The last time the Braves overcame a 4-run deficit or greater to win was last June 2nd against the Cubs. They were down 5-0 and came back to win that game. Down the line and past LaRoche. Over to get it is Upton, and he'll hold Prado to a single after he has some popcorn working down there. But there's a start with 1 out. I'll teach Adam to play off the line.
Sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. Martin hoping and the Braves hoping that starts a little rally as the top of their lineup gets something going.
Hayward's hit the ball hard twice tonight. Once a hard ground ball right at LaRoche. He's also doubled in the left center, leading off the 4th. Then got thrown out trying to steal third.
A little bit of history's happened tonight in hockey.
No way.
Yep. Philadelphia.
Did they really?
Down 3-0. Beat the Bruins.
And they were down 3-0 tonight and came back to win?
4-3.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's only like the 4th time, I think, in NHL history that's happened.
I have to give Glavin a call tomorrow, see if he happened to notice that.
Well hit to center. But Young has room. And Prado will hold it first as Young gets it in quickly. I think Tommy was here tonight doing some work on pregame radio with Lemke. He probably raced home to watch the end of that.
I'm sure he did. They even turned it off when it was 3-0.
Chippers grounded out, struck out. Chipper's last home run right out a month ago, April 16th against Colorado off Joe Beimel. Both of his homers are right-handed.
His last one, 9/28/09. off of Anibal Sanchez.
Last one left-handed.
Until now.
2-1 the count. He's made some really good pitches, John, at the knees.
He's kept the Braves hitters off balance. Good curveball, changeup, and he's commanded his fastball all night. Braves have helped him out a little bit on the bases, and he's never really looked back since.
3-1 though to Chipper. We would like to tee off on one of those low fastballs. Good cut, but he fouled it back. Full count. Prado will be running on the pitch. Chris Medlin still warming up in the Braves bullpen. Looks like he will come on in the 7th. Prado goes. And the pitch fouled off.
Again, if you're the Braves and you go over the scouting report of the Diamondbacks, you're looking at 9 ERA, 9, 8.49, 8.16. That's just some of the bullpen guys. You got to get in there, though.
Got to get in there somehow. There's Medlin in the Braves bullpen. Another 3-2 pitch to Chipper. Prado goes, struck him out. Best fastball of the night from Kennedy at 93. Chipper down on strikes for the 2nd time. That's 4 for Kennedy. And we go to the 7th.
Glass bottle of Coke. Experience a thrilling 4D theater and taste beverages from around the world. Visit the world of Coca-Cola today.
We go to the 7th. Diamondbacks with a run in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, lead it 4-0. And some raindrops falling on Chris Medlin as he makes his way to the mound. 3rd pitcher used by Bobby Cox tonight. And for Medlin, his 14th game, 13th as a reliever.
Having a good season. The only number he's got to get down is the right-handers are hitting 354, as we said earlier, and only 222 against left-handers. He's got a sinker that works away from left-handers into right-handers, so he's got to have that part of the plate. He's got to get more control of the right-hander, putting a little more fear in the right-hander. Otherwise, he's having a real solid year and going to be a big part now for the rest of the year as looks like a starter.
He will be scheduled to start Tuesday night against the Mets and Johan Santana. He works to Connor Jackson to start the 7th and fires a strike. Pitching matchups for the rest of this series. Tommy Hanson tomorrow night against Rodrigo Lopez. Sunday, a beauty. Tim Hudson against Dan Herron. 0-2 to Connor Jackson. I was going to tell you last time he was up there what his dad's role was, and I forgot.
Because you were trying to get that ladybug.
Yeah. His dad, whose name is John, played Admiral A.J. Chegwin on JAG. Hard hit, but right at Infante. 1 out.
And see right there, that's a reason why the right-handers are a little too comfortable. That ball's coming back over the plate, and he's going to have to get a curveball or slider working away and be just more efficient with the backdoor sinker as he was in the first 2 pitches going 0-2. But that's a 2-strike pitch that has to be a lot better, because as he goes through the lineups a few times, there's going to be some right-handers he's going to face more than once, and he's going to have to put that pitch in a better spot.
Justin Upton's had a good night. He's 2 for 3. He has doubled, driven in a run, scored 1, and stolen a base. And he gets ahead of Upton quickly, 0-2. Well, he's got a good fastball, and he's such a tough kid. Talking about meddling, you know, there's some stubbornness in there too with respect to his fastball. It's something you learn no matter how hard you throw, right?
Yeah, but to throw a breaking ball right, you know, especially here, that's what's gonna. He's got to do that kind of stuff. He's got to change the eyesight from a ball coming in to a ball going away, and every once in a while maybe throwing in against a right-hander, because if they know the pitch is coming to them, their comfort level has just been increased.
Took a little off on that one. Now it's a beauty. It's his first strikeout.
And that could be an equalizer, because it looks like a two-seamer. It's coming out of his hand like a two-seamer, but then it just doesn't get to the plate. The downside with that is it's still a pitch that could be over the middle of the plate coming into a right-hander, but if you throw it like that, then you can tell him what's coming.
Yeah, it was awesome. 9 strikeouts for Atlanta pitchers tonight. Kawakami had 7 in 4 1/3. Vinters had 1. And he backed it up with another one and had LaRoche way out in front. Vinters an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout.
Throws off the first base side of the rubber, so he's trying to create that angle that goes away from a left-hander.
And succeeded. Ground ball off the end of the bat. And an easy 1-2-3 inning for Chris Medlin. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Braves are down by 4.
Just a little rain in the area. 4-0 Arizona. The know-how question of the game built by the Home Depot comes from Jonas. And the question is, at the major league level, is there actual fundamental coaching going on, or is it more of the coaching motivational and mental? There's a lot of coaching that goes on. Early on today, Chino was out with the catchers working fundamentally, because you always want to make the fundamental part of your game something that you constantly work on. The mental part happens all the time, but there is a lot of fundamental coaching that goes on between the hitting coach, the pitching coach, and the bench coaches. They're always working to improve the skills of the players.
Brian McCann jumps on the first pitch, sends one deep to right center. That ball's gone, and the Braves are on the board. And John's pick-click comes through for Mack, his third homer.
Pitch he liked, out over the plate, said I ain't waiting any longer. And a much-needed home run, not only for Brian, but for the team, as they know they're still in this baseball game in the 7th inning, now 4-1.
I'll tell you what, that's a huge sign, too. It's his first home run at night since last September. His 2 previous home runs this year have been in day games, so the glass is certainly a part of it. Bloss takes a strike. Troy's 0 for 1 with a walk, working on an 8-game hitting streak. That was pitch number 100 from Ian Kennedy.
Action in the bullpen. Looks like Gutierrez, one of those guys with a 9 ERA.
1-2. Diamondbacks have taken advantage of opportunities tonight. An unearned run in the first, and then a 2-out RBI in the 4th, and a 2-run 2-out base hit in the 5th. Big one.
Bullpen ERA is going in the wrong direction. April 6.85, May 8.59. You say it's reached its peak.
Got to get in that pen. Again, Kennedy went 7 innings his last time out, but took the loss. He did. He went after a breaking ball. Strikeout number 5 for Kennedy. Erakinski has popped up and hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Kennedy's thrown at least 100 pitches in all of his starts except the first one, and he went 94 in that one. His season high was 111 pitches in an 8-inning effort. He got no decision against the Phillies. Gave up only 2 runs in 8 innings. Strike call on a fastball. It looked like it came back to the inside corner. That home run, by the way, by McCann, the 9th allowed by Kennedy this year. Fastball in, and then a changeup. Well disguised.
Simple mechanics, pitches out over the plate. You know, in Arizona, that could be a recipe that get him a little bit of trouble with the long ball, but he's mixed it up well, kept the Braves hitters off balance. That's the reason he's got a 4-1 lead here in the 7th.
Didn't get the call that time on the inside corner. 4 runs, 7 hits for Arizona. 1 run, 5 hits, and an error for the Braves. Fights that one off, and he'll dunk it into center field. A little Ric Flair to center. And Omar Infante, the batter, he's 2 for 2 tonight. That's Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach for the Diamondbacks. And some wheels turning over there in the Diamondbacks dugout about how far can they go with Kennedy. Change up for a strike. Omar's a good fastball hitter, but it looks like Kennedy's gone to a lot of off-speed pitches this inning, John, especially after McCann turned on one of those fastballs. Maybe running out of gas a little bit. Line to left center field. Cut off by Young. Omar with a big turn, but it'll be held with a long single, and they're on the corners with 1 out. Omar's 3 for 3.
Well, as you look in this inning, it's the first inning where location's been up just a little bit, and the hitters are taking advantage of it for the Braves. And if you're the manager, obviously you've got to make the call, but it's a reluctant call to the bullpen. But a nice job by Ian Kennedy as he's given Arizona a chance to win.
And A.J. Hinch makes the call to the bullpen, and it's brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. tied. We go to the 8th. Let's take a look at the Zaxby's indescribably good play of the game. Get ready for ice cold bliss with a new Zaxby's milkshake. How about this running catch by Nate McLeod in the 2nd inning, taking extra bases away from Chris Young. That's indescribable. Nate's a hero tonight in more than just a defensive mode.
Just never know. One swing can change the fortune of a game, and certainly after striking out twice. That did it. 3 RBIs.
Thing of beauty. And Takashi Saito takes over in the 8th. He has pitched really well his last 3 outings since giving up some runs at Washington. 1 game against Philadelphia, 2 against the Brewers. Total of 3 innings, no hits or runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And Mark Reynolds leads off for the Diamondbacks. After that man, Juan Gutierrez gave up the 3-run homer to McLeod. There should be, and there are, several guys on the Diamondbacks team that have faced Takashi Saito before when he was with the Dodgers. 1-1 to Reynolds. Reynolds among them, and he's 0 for 3. Nobody has good numbers against Saito on their club. The best, Connor Jackson, 2 for 4. Chris Medlin worked 1 inning, 0s across, had a strikeout. Really important to go back up and go out there and fire up a 0 here.
Really is. This is the part of the game where you can turn it around and be in your favor. Again, you're in their pen. You don't want anything to go. You want Arizona's head to be down.
Yeah. Got him looking. Good pitch by Takashi. That's the 10th strikeout for Braves pitchers tonight.
Sneaky fastball, 91-92. Mechanics followed with a good slider. Get the hitter hit. You know, they're guessing. When he's on his game, he's able to get fastballs by guys low in the zone and then follow it up with a real good curveball / slider. I don't know what he would call it, but a breaking pitch.
And it's got good tilt to it. Stephen Drew is 0 for 3. Has not gotten the ball out of the infield. Again, 6 career homers against the Braves in 92 at bats. Two 2-0. Florida beat the Mets 7-2. Phillies have added to their lead. They lead the Brewers 8-3. They're in the 7th.
You don't feel comfortable giving that St. Louis score, do you?
No, I'm not confident. But it's final.
Yeah.
It says final. 4-3 Cardinals.
Yeah. Watch that change.
Confirmed by Galima. Good by me. Through with a big rip at a 2-0 pitch. 2-1. Steven with 10 hits during his 6-game hitting streak. It might be on the line right here. There's that breaking pitch, but Left it too far out. It's 3-1. Good rip again, but fouled it back. He got two good pitches to hit. Fouled them both back. Full count. Chris Young on deck. One out in the 8th. Braves put a 4 spot on the board in the 7th to tie it. Solo homer by McCann. 3-run homer by Nate McLeod. Popped up but out of play over behind the Diamondback dugout. Braves and Diamondbacks played 7 games last year. Atlanta won 4 of them, including 2 out of 3 here. But the Diamondbacks, coming into this game tonight, had won 9 of the last 14 games played here that they had played here. Still full, 3-2.
Good pitch there. Don't have to give in to Steven here. I mean, tie game, you don't typically want to walk a guy, but you don't want to give in either. Guy who's swinging the bat pretty good. I thought that was a real good pitch selection, but he spoiled it. So tip your hat to the hitter and see if he can make another good pitch here.
That one got away from him. A 1-out walk. And a fast runner aboard for Chris Young, who's 1 for 3 tonight.
I think if you're the manager, it really changes your strategy. I know maybe not here in the 8th inning, but you got to manage for a lot more big innings. You got to try to score as much as you can. When your team's struggling to prevent runs, you know, maybe it does play in the 1 run here or there. Now 8th inning, obviously want to get the lead, but it's got to be tough to sit here and go, is that enough? Is 5 runs enough?
Well, they seem to have the lineup for that strategy, leading the league in homers. Young is flied out, popped up, and singled. Diamondbacks have been running tonight. Not going here, and a big curveball in there for a strike. Upton swiped a base in the 3rd inning. Reynolds swiped one in the 4th. And they've had 2 or 3 attempts at a hit and run play that were fouled off. The 0-1 fouled back.
Matt Williams earlier before that pitch was talking to Steve and giving them time. All of his first base coaches have stopwatches to see how long it takes to deliver the pitch and gauging what they can do. You've seen the Diamondbacks already steal 2 bases. Looking to get in scoring position again. 0-2 count though.
Not likely to be running here, but we'll keep an eye on him. Not going. Lifted to right field. Not too deep. Jason Hayward is under it. 2 down. And Chris Snyder, the batter, he has an RBI double tonight in 3 trips. Good crowd here tonight. 30,657 welcoming the Braves back home after a road trip that seemed to go on forever.
If you get season tickets, you probably think there's a flaw in the production.
Yeah. Are we getting our money's worth here? Are they going to play another home game? They're getting their money's worth tonight. Good ball game. 4-4 in the 8th. John, you're from Michigan, right?
Yes.
Is it anywhere near as cold as Milwaukee is?
Well, I saw a glimpse of the Tiger game, Tigers against the Yankees, and it looked awfully cold. Right around the same time you guys were in Milwaukee, so.
Thank goodness for that dome up in Milwaukee. Checked his swing, the appeal, he didn't go. 1-0. J.D. Drew measuring Saito, but not going. 2-0 the count. Pitcher spot is due up next if Drew does steal and is successful, and if they choose to put Snyder on, they've got Rusty Ryle in the on-deck circle. He's already got 6 pinch hits this year. It's among the league leaders. I think he's tied for the league lead in that category.
Yep, 6 for 14.
3-0. Saito got ahead of Reynolds in the count. Struck him out looking. Got ahead of Young in the count. Got him to get a harmless fly to right. But he fell behind Drew and eventually walked him, and now he's behind Snyder, 3-0. Be careful here. And he lost him on 4 straight. 2 walks. That puts the go-ahead run into scoring position for Rusty Ryle. Six for 15 with 3 walks as a pinch hitter. .6'2", 200-pounder. Takes a strike. 92 on that fastball from Saito. Ryle, born in Ponca City, Oklahoma, makes his home now in Stillwater. Last year got called up for the first time and hit .271 in part-time duty for the Diamondbacks with 3 homers. Good breaking ball, 0-2.
It's the hard slider. Threw it off his last fastball. Hitter went to attack it. Had great break on it. See if he could follow it up with one more. Got to expand the zone even more. Cheat a little more. See what he can get the hitter to lean out at. See what Brian Saito go to right here.
2 on, 2 out. The 0-2. Breaking ball, and he didn't chase. Here's Gutierrez next to Adam LaRoche. Gutierrez gave up the 3-run homer. Fast runner at second. That's Stephen Drew. Big lead. Another breaking ball. 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2-2 the count, 2 out. 2 on. Another breaking ball. This time he got him. 3 straight curveballs from Saito, and he leaves 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Hayward, Chipper, and McCann due up. Joe and John with you from Turner Field. We got a beauty cooking. Braves didn't have much working for the first 6 innings, but they put 4 on the board in the 7th. And now they'll deal with veteran Aaron Heilman, who comes on to work for the Snakes. He's got 9 straight scoreless outings working.
Well, about the only one that does. And ever since the 6th, Braves been feeling a little froggy, if you know what I mean.
Let's hope they've got some nails working with them against Heilman. Hayward 1 for 3. He doubled in the 4th. Sent a deep drive to center his last time up. He faces Heilman for the first time. Now it's time to take a look at the Cartridge World Scorecard, brought to you by Cartridge World. Why pay more to paint? Two. Heilman, a sinker slider guy, throws pretty hard. Most of his career is spent with the Mets. The 0-2 popped up, might stay in play for Reynolds. At the rail, makes the catch. 1 out.
To me, he's changed his mechanics a few times since being with the Mets. He used to be a little lower arm angle. Pretty tall guy, but he used to throw down low and be a little funkier on especially right-handed hitters. But he's a little taller now. He still has a sinker that moves away from a left-hander, but he's certainly changed his mechanics over the last couple times.
Well, he's got 2 guys coming up now who have worn him out. Chipper Jones, 7 for 13 with 2 homers. Brian McCann, 3 for 6 with a homer. Inside. Chipper 0 for 3. He's fanned his last 2 times up. When Heilman was with the Mets, I always thought he would be better as a starter. He had a lot of different pitches and good sinker. 2-0. I know he started a few games for them, but he never stayed in the rotation long. good hitters count to a hitter that he knows has worn him out. Took a little off, 2-1. Fastball hit the center, but room for Young. He's playing deep. 2 down. It's fireworks night here at Turner Field, but Brian McCann got the fireworks started early, leading off the 7th. He hit his 3rd home run off Ian Kennedy.
Still find it hard to believe that a major league club can't have a left-hander in their bullpen, but Arizona does not.
A drive off the end of the bat. Thought he got it, he didn't. It might drop. It will drop. And McCann thought about going to second, but he'll stop and take the 2-out single. A thing of beauty. I think Justin Upton thought he hit it hard too because he got a late start on it.
Big swing. Outfielders react like it's going to be hit big. Tough play to read, especially when you don't want to give up any doubles late in the game, and they're playing back as it is.
Troy Gloss trying to extend his hitting streak to 9 games. Is 0 for 2 with a walk. One and 0. Gloss 2 for 4 in his career against Heilman. And he's done his best work with 2 out. Lays off that sinker, 2-0. See if Troy can get something to drive here.
Good pitch. All right, after the game, where do I need to go to find the person? Because St. Louis 4, Cincinnati 4 final.
Yeah, that's what it says. Maybe they just got tired and quit.
So, you know, I'm not going crazy. I mean, I've been watching this.
3-1 to Troy. Outfield all very deep. And you know that McCann is not a burner. How deep Young is out there in center, just a step or 2 off the track. The 3-1. Up the middle. Drew, nice stop. And they'll get the lead runner for the out. Nice play by Stephen Drew. Braves come up empty. We go to the 9th, still tied.
The Mets roll into Turner Field looking for a win. Mets, Braves, Monday at 7 on Peachtree TV.
Braves and the Diamondbacks go to the ninth, tied 4-4. Braves about hit them 9-7. And on to work in the ninth is the Braves closer, Billy Wagner.
He hasn't had many opportunities. You see, 4 out of 5. The one blemish was in San Francisco early, but good pitch and lights out. And that 146 opponent's batting average is pretty incredible. But the way it's been going, he's got to come out and pitch the ninth, hopefully get a win. Because the Braves have not put him in position enough to make saves a higher number on his statistical count.
He'll face the top of the order. Johnson, Jackson, and Upton. Kelly's 2 for 5 in his career against him. Billy gets ahead on a check swing. Nice play by the fan. Down there about the 6th row, one-hander. Threw that one right by him at 97.
We think about, he said it's going to be his last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Awfully interesting if he ends the year with under 1 ERA.
Line just foul down the left field line. Wow. Still 0-2. Yeah, it'll be kind of tough to walk away the way he's still throwing. Got it, looking. Kelly thought it was outside. 96 on the corner.
Might have got a benefit of the call. A little bit out, but at 95 and hitting the spot, he'll take it.
Connor Jackson's 0 for 3 with a walk. He lines one to left. That's going to get down for a hit. That'll go to the wall. Connor Jackson on his way to second. He's got a 1-out double, representing the go-ahead run. And Justin Upton will be the batter.
Well, he's just going to snatch him first pitch. Hitter goes up there over the middle of the plate, try to drive the ball, and he drives it down the line. Puts Arizona in a position to take the lead with a runner in scoring position.
Well, as much power as they have, John, I mean, you just got to figure these guys are first pitch fastball hitters just up and down the lineup. They might guess once in a while, but they're going up there looking for that big fastball from Wagner. You got to figure. There's one that misses high. Ball 1. Upton 0 for 1 in his career against Wagner. Adam LaRoche on deck, 1 for 5. Slider and a beauty. 1-1. Phillies still leading Milwaukee 8-5, top of the 8th.
Maybe.
Another breaking ball hit up the middle and into center field, base hit. Connor Jackson's going to score. Upton puts the Diamondbacks on top. His second RBI of the night, and it's 5-4 Arizona. And it was a slider.
It was. Maybe not as sharp. This one rolled a little bit, caught the middle of the plate, and that put Arizona 4 for 15 now with runners in scoring position. It's a lot of opportunities to the Braves, 1 for 2. One
out runner at first, fast runner at first. Roche dodges a slider. 1-0. 0 for 4 tonight. Adam has struck out 3 times. But he's kind of in that Nate McLouth mode. Just when you think he's going to be quiet tonight, he can jump up and bite you. It's the first run Wagner has allowed since that game in San Francisco back on April 9th. Two and 0 the count. Three and 0. See if he's swinging here. 3 and 0. Instead of throw to first. Mark Reynolds on deck. He is swinging. Lifts one into shallow left. Hinske, a long way to go. Gets there. Nice running catch by Eric Hinske. 2 down. And Mark Reynolds, the batter. 1 for 3 tonight. Drove in 2 runs with a double back in the 5th inning. He's also walked and scored a run and stolen a base. He's had a big night. He's 1 for 2 in his career off of Wagner with a homer. Looking ahead to the Braves half of the 9th inning, Hinske, Infante, and McLouth against probably Chad Qualls, who's loosening up in their bullpen, their closer. Missed outside. 2 and 0.
You want that pitch right there if you're thinking he's still sitting on fastball. Freeze him with a slider and then come back with a heater.
And he goes 3 and 0 on Reynolds. 15 pitches, 8 strikes, 7 balls for Wagner. He worked 2 days ago in a non-save situation against the Brewers, gave up a hit and a walk, but struck out 2 and no runs. 3-0 breaking ball for strike. Dangerous man at the plate. 44 homers last year. Strike 2 on a slider.
Got away with one there. Gets in the middle of the plate fastball, and he kind of looped one in there. 3-2 pitch with the runner going. He's going to have to make a good one. You don't have to give in again. You got a left-handed hitter coming up next.
Payoff pitch. Runner goes. Slider got him swinging. 3 in a row for the strikeout after falling behind 3-0. But the Diamondbacks get a run on 2 hits. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Arizona back on top, 5-4.
Jovovich in the broadcast television premiere of Resident Evil Apocalypse, Sunday at 7 on Peachtree TV.
Braves down a run as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Fans, here's a reminder to stay tuned after the game for the AT&T game summary. AT&T, rethink possible. And the closer on for the Diamondbacks, John, has Chad Qualls, who is 6 for 8 in saves so far on the year.
Previous work and another team setting up. Now he's asking to, be asked to close for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And you're the manager. You've survived this. You put his team in a chance to win, and he's got to have his closer do the job. The ERA is a little high, 6 out of 8. Opponent batting average is really high for a closer, 339.
That's 19 hits and 12 2/3 innings, including 2 homers. Pinsky, Infante, and McLeod for Atlanta. Down a run. And a base hit into right center field. Eric Hinsky leads off the ninth with a solid single. And Brandon Hicks will come out and pinch run. A good start to the ninth.
Again, when you leave spring training, you always try to feel good about your team, where your strengths are, what you're able to do. And right now, for this Arizona Diamondback team, there's just not a lot of fear coming out of the bullpen. And as a team playing them, you always feel like you're in the game. And Braves can go up there with some confidence and prey off of that and actually make that their advantage.
And Infante up there 3 for 3 tonight. 0 for 3 in his career. Shows bunt to move the potential tying run into second base. Want to know the count. Hicks, the pinch runner at first. He is bunting and bounces it high off the plate. Good bunt. Trouble. Safe. That ball hit in the grass and kind of backed up like a John Smoltz wedge.
That was
Qualls
nice.
couldn't reach it.
He ends up being flat-footed because he thinks the ball's going to come and actually take a bounce to him. He stops. Whoops, it ain't there, and he's got to go get it off balance. Tries to make the play. Braves in great position to not only tie this game up, but possibly take the lead. And not a worse feeling in the world as a pitcher when you think you're going to get an out. The ball just checks up on it.
Anytime the ball bounces off the plate, nothing good's going to happen unless you catch it in the air.
Running as hard as he can, and big play.
Big play indeed. Nate McLeod, oddly enough, I mean, he hit a 3-run homer in the 7th to tie it. Might be asked to bunt himself here to move runners up. Melky Cabrera out on deck. Here was the long one in the 7th. On a 3-2 count.
Right there.
Third of the year. See how the Braves play it.
From 3-run home run hitting to probably bunting.
Yeah. Struck out his first 2 times up tonight.
Got to make the third baseman field it.
And Reynolds is in on the grass. He's looking for bunt. LaRoche moving in. Pickoff play. No throw. Brandon Hicks has got to be aware that you can't go too far. You got to wait until McLeod gets that bunt down. There's Cabrera on deck. Gets it down. Qualls listens to his catcher, and the only play was to first. Good job by McLeod. Braves are in business, second and third, 1 out. Down a run.
When he initially hit that bunt, I thought he had a play at third. You could see Qualls definitely look at his catcher. But it's not really, I mean, it's hit a little hard, and as he fields it, you look like he's got to play at third, but the catcher had to be yelling going to first.
Yeah, he even looked up at him. Qualls even looked at his catcher. Melky Cabrera, just 6 for 30 on the month. And for the year, worse than that with runners in scoring position, and they're going to put him on and load him up and pitch to Prado. Without knowing perhaps some of the stats on this, John, this makes sense only in that it sets up a force play.
Yeah, I think with the infield playing back with the bases loaded, gives you a chance for an inning double play, but I think it plays more into the Braves' hands than it does for Arizona.
Martin Prado will have a chance to at least tie the game. Bases loaded. 1 out.
To further run the trouble of Arizona, when you're outscored 32-7 in the 9th inning, not a lot of good things happen as you see Martin teeing off. Right now will actually take a single.
Yeah. He's 2 for 6 at getting that runner in from third with less than 2 out. And for the year, hitting .286. A good average with runners in scoring position. Down a run, bases loaded, 1 out. Good swing, fouled it off.
With Adam LaRoche playing so far off the bag, Melky could get a real big lead and disturb or disrupt any kind of double play, potential double play. So he's got to be, anything on the ground, he's got to be going as hard as possible to try and break up a double play to keep this game alive.
The 0-1. Sinker misses low, 1-1 the count. 94 on that fastball. Rally visors. Chad Qualls, despite that good sinking action on his fastball and split, only 1 double play turned behind him this year. 2-1.
Has a violent kind of front side where he gets to his left landing leg and kind of spins or turns on it to create that torque and sink, but it can cause him to pull it out of the zone, or in this case, you know, not have the quality pitch break that he wants.
And no place to put him. So by walking Cabrera, he's got to throw strikes. Grounder toward third, but foul. 2-2. Momentum shifts a little bit back to Qualls here. Martin with a 2-2 count's got to be a little more protective of the outside part.
If there's any part of the field you favor hitting the ground ball, it's the right side. It's the harder play to turn a double play. Try to prevent it from pulling it right to the shortstop.
And line down the right field line, base hit. Tie game. Game winner. Martin Prado comes through. The Diamondbacks bullpen implodes again. The Braves have won 4 in a row.
On this situation, a slider over the plate, out over the plate. He just does a great job getting the bat on the ball and serving it like a tennis player just inside the line. And once he hit the green grass, the game was over. Great at bat. And a big win for the Braves as they start their homestand with a victory.
Glenn Hubbard doing a little coaching down there in the first base box, trying to get that ball to get down. Brandon Hicks scores the tying run. Omar Infante the winner. What a great comeback. Down 4-0 going to the bottom of the 7th. Braves come back to win it in the bottom of the 9th.